master.
I teach, I master.
I teach, I master.
I teach, I master.
Well, as for this question, most of you got it wrong. Out of the 16 of you, only 5 got it correct. Look at question number 3 in your exam paper. Okay, we read it together. Blank.
Blank.
Okay. I was tired. I managed to complete my homework. What options do you have here? A.
Although.
Alright.
B. Because.
Wait. Because. C.
But.
Bella, what's your answer?
But.
Can you read?
But I was tired. I managed to complete my homework.
Is it correct? Not really. Alamai, what's your answer?
Because.
Can you read?
Because I was tired, I managed to complete my homework.
What's your answer, Danielson?
But.
Can you read?
But I was tired, I managed to complete my homework.
Do you think it's correct? No. What's your answer, Jefferson?
Because.
Can you read?
Because I was tired, I managed to complete my homework.
Puppet, what's your answer?
Although.
Although, can you read?
Although I was tired, I managed to complete my homework.
Correct?
Yes.
That's the answer. Although. We start with although. Read your answer.
Although I was tired, I managed to complete my homework.
Although I was tired, I managed to complete my homework.
Well, this intervention is called Let Me Teach. So in this intervention, we empower our students to teach. So they play the role as a teacher. While carrying the role, they proclaim the slogan that says, I teach, I master.
We teach, we master.
Well, this intervention starts with giving feedback. So while giving feedback, we highlight the item that they got wrong. So in this stage, we focus on helping our students to acknowledge their own mistakes. Yeah? And for those who got it correct, we did some reinforcement work so that they will repeat the same behavior in the future. And then after that, we take some time to explain, to re-explain the grammar rules. Yeah? In this case, it's conjunctions. So we use 1 or 2 methods to explain so that they will understand. We give some tips on how to tackle the questions. For example, if you see the blank is at the front or at the beginning of the sentence, remember to use although, something like that. And also the grammar rules as a whole.
Although and since. Although we use to show contrast. Contrast means 2 different ideas or opinion. For example, although Mina was sick, she still came to school. Although Mina was sick, she still came to school. Mina was sick is idea 1. She still came to school, idea 2. So when we use although, we use at the beginning of the sentence. Although Mina was sick, she still came to school. Since. How to use since? Since we normally use at the beginning of the sentence too. Since we use to show cause and effect. For example, since Ketit was sick, he stayed at home. Ketit was sick is the cause. He stayed at home is the effect.
And the next step is, which I consider as the most crucial stage, is where we facilitate our students to do self-learning. So in this case, in this particular case, we let them explore the textbook. The textbook from year 4, year 5, and year 6, and they themselves have to find the information inside regarding the grammar item that we are focusing on, which is conjunctions. So from there, they have to read. After that, they have to make notes and also answer all the questions related to conjunctions that they have found throughout all the 3 textbooks. After that, the next stage is crafting questions. In this stage, they are acting as a teacher. So they have to craft or design a question based on the exam question. The format is based on the exam question, which is the multiple choice question. They have to make a question and then give 4 options. After that, they ask their friends, and the friend answers, and they themselves have to check whether the answer is right or wrong. So here we empower our students to teach, based on the knowledge that they have learned through their study previously. And after that, we check during the discussion, because they posted the question orally, so we as teachers, we check and we suggest improvement if the question has some grammatical mistakes. So we suggest ideas on how to improve it before they could memorize it, because the last stage is when we do a video taping. During the video taping session, they do not have to refer to the text anymore. They have already memorized the question and also all the options they have listed.
Here is my picture. He can either buy the dictionary, blank, borrow it from his uncle, A, or B and C for the soul.
Let us try this question. Kamini is very happy. Blank, she won the first prize in the competition. A, because. B, so. C, since. D, for.
Happily, she went out to meet her friend. A, for. B, although. C, since. D, for.
Blank. She was sick. She did not come to school. A, although. B, since. C, because. D, but.
So we designed this program based on making videos because our students love being in a video. They also enjoy watching their friends speaking in a video. So we decided to take advantage of this profound interest to create a space for fun learning. Sometimes they did not realize that they actually are learning, because to them it is just play pretend. They pretend to be someone speaking to public. But at the same time, they actually do involve in a very hard work by reading, making notes, answering questions, at the same time crafting questions for their friends to answer, thinking of the options that they have to give A, B, C, D in their question, and at the same time they have to give feedback to their friends whether the answers are correct or wrong. And towards the last stage, before the videotaping, they have to memorize their script. They have to memorize all the 4 options. It is actually actually very challenging for some of them, but because they are really, interested in appearing in a video, it becomes something very fun for them.
So grammar, I believe that grammar should be taught in isolation, separately, without context. Not without context, and then teach a separate session just for grammar. Yeah. The first reason is it's the context that we usually give in terms of the language of English. Most of the kids here, they don't have a basic understanding of it first before they can use it in a context that is so much more complicated. So which leads me to my second point. It makes it easier for them to digest it if it's distilled down to formulas and short notes that they can easily remember instead of a long context. So for them to extract from context is deductive thinking, which is not easy to do. You have to understand the whole thing first, then you can extract. But I believe that it's better for us to give them the basic thing, and then they can expand from there. Then try to use it in context. So teach the grammar first, and then they can try and use it in context later on, not the other way around. So that's why it should be taught in separately. Okay, so learning English within context without a separate session just for grammar is like teaching someone how to fish by just bringing him to fish, but never actually explaining what is the rod, what are the strings, and what kind of hooks do you need to use, what kind of bait do you need to use. Without explaining those, just bring them, okay, let's go fishing, and then just let them see how you fish, which will be a slower learning process. And it's better if you just teach them before you even go fishing. Okay, this is the rod, and this is how you pull the line, this is how you throw the line, this is the kind of bait that we need to use. Okay, now that they understand it, now we can bring them out and use it in context, in a real life situation. So basic first, learn the basic, and then they can use it in real world situation, in context.
Well, talking about limitation, yes, we do face a few challenges. Like now we are still in the pandemic crisis, so we have to follow all the SOP. So this limits students teachers interactions and also small group communications, that we only limit our movement to individual work. We only assign them to do individual work instead of having discussions. Another thing is internet connectivity. It is very poor here at our place. Now at the moment, our students, all the 16 of them, are staying at the boarding house, and we have no internet connection at all at the boarding house. So this limits our sources of information. So the students only refer to the textbooks and some other books that they have around them. I have always wished that we have good internet connection, that the students could learn more through YouTube, through videos that we have around us.